Just about everyone's got a big backlog of games they want to play, myself included. No matter what, there's just always so many games coming out that you just can't find the time or energy to play all of them. For the next few videos, I'll be doing games that I've been really meaning to play. To start off, it's time to dust off that copy of Bayonetta 2 that's been sitting on my shelf for the past few years. Back when Bayonetta 2 came out, I was hearing everyone freaking out over how much of a masterpiece it is, and here I was never even hearing the first game before the second game's announcement. I got the game the Christmas that came out and only played it for about an hour. I didn't really know what was going on, so I figured I'll play the first game first, and I still didn't know what was going on. Then I put it away and never touched it again until recently. This Bayonetta 2 is going to be a Wii U exclusive, and the first game wasn't on a Nintendo platform. Platinum Games decided to port the first game to Wii U and include it in the second game for free. I'll be playing the Wii U version of the game since, well, that's the version I have. Without further ado, it's time to hit the climax. Even saying it out loud, that sounds weird. Bayonetta's story is complicated. Well, not so much complex, just confusing. I was initially turned off by this game because I didn't know what was going on. After having played the game, I still have a vague understanding of what's happening here. The game starts off with what I call the falling clock tower of exposition. About 500 years ago, the balance between light and darkness became upset. The Keepers of Light, the Lumen Sages, waged war with the Keepers of Darkness, the Umbran Witches. The Umbran Witches ended up winning the war, and people began to fear their power. The witch hunts began, and all the witches were killed, except for one, Bayonetta. Cut to present day, and Bayonetta is doing some weird prayer, and is all of a sudden bright as hell during a rainstorm.
What the fuck? They're here? For this douchebag?
This is Enzo, by the way. I love this guy. Hey, look, angels! Let's kill them. They may be angels, but they're evil and want to kill you, so kill away. Any excuse for cutscenes like this.
Shit, come on, it's my freaking birthday!
These angels are also in another plane of reality that Bayonetta can go into with magic. I think? I didn't really explain this part very well. Next thing you know, some demon weapons dealer named Rodin just busts out of that coffin Bayonetta was praying to. My god, his voice is amazing. Bayonetta and Rodin kick all the angels' asses for a good 5 more minutes of cutscenes before the game actually starts. We're 20 minutes in and just now getting to play it. This is a lot of cutscene for my Andrew killing hack and slash game. Bayonetta woke up in a casket at the bottom of the lake one day, and all she can remember is that she's a witch. Now all these angels are after her non-stop. Now Bayonetta has to find some jewel they don't elaborate on until way later.
If I needed a biographer, you wouldn't be my first choice.
And in the middle of all of this, it turns out there's another Umbran witch named John chasing after her too. And that's mostly it without getting into spoiler territory. Like I said before, Bayonetta's story is really confusing, they don't really explain much. And honestly, it somehow feels like that's what they were going for. The game's more show than tell, and while the story's confusing, at least we get some flashy over-the-top action during cutscenes. The characters are really likable though, and the only character I didn't like was the, I think, villain. Although that's mostly because he's in the game for like one chapter. There's this other guy named Luca that follows Bayonetta around because she killed his father supposedly. Bayonetta doesn't remember this because of the, amnesia. Luca ironically ends up having a thing for her by the end of the game though.
But the further down you go, the harder it is to not notice the reality of things.
Cheshire, look.
Oh, I'm looking.
He's pretty cool too. This is the kind of guy that'll stop to float with women doing a chase scene.
Do you believe in fate? Fate brought us here together, and it will never tear us apart.
Even the protagonist is awesome. But first off, she's she's pretty highly sexualized. Her clothes are her hair, but her magic attacks are also her hair. So in order to do powerful attacks, she has to take off her clothes. This is something only Japan could come up with. The amount of clickbait that I could have picked for this thumbnail is impressive to say the least. Full nudity is never shown, and the way it's played off, it doesn't really feel like fan service. This feels like what Bayonetta would do anyway. At least she doesn't link tentacles.
Tentacles? Why did it have to be tentacles?
She may have amnesia, but she's not constantly brooding over her past like, oh, how I wish I could remember, but alas, I cannot. Instead, she's more like, I don't remember anything, but whatever, I'm still a badass anyway. Bayonetta is a weirdly good example of how to do this kind of thing. She doesn't do these kind of suggested poses or moves to show off her body. She does it because she can. Now for the real attraction, the gameplay. Bayonetta has one of the most fluid combat systems I've ever seen. You punch and kick to just unleash hell on your enemies. You can do just about any button combination between the two, so feel free to go crazy. You're never required to use any one combo, which just makes it feel even more fluid. Do whatever you want. Once these things die, the game doesn't care. You can also hold down an attack button to shoot from your gun for chip damage. Bayonetta's even got guns on your heels. 4 guns. God damn, you think you got enough guns? You got this magic meter too, and filling it up lets you perform torture attacks to just do a ton of damage to enemies. You fill up your magic by doing damage and dodging attacks. The real meat of this combat is wish time. Dodge an attack at the last possible second and you completely slow down time, giving you a chance to rack up serious damage on your enemies. Being able to abuse wish time separates the goals from the women. If you get good enough of the game to abuse wish time, you've basically already won. Combat feels simple and mindless on the surface, but the better you get at the game, the more fluid all of it feels. This is a challenging game too, with all these rankings you're getting. Bayonetta constantly encourages you to get better at it. Killing enemies gets you halos, which acts as currency. You can spend these at Ronin's Bowl or being the Gates of Hell and buy upgrades for yourself. Things like new techniques to use on enemies, health restoration items, and even increasing your health and magic. You can also increase your health and magic Zelda style with Broken Hope Witches and Broken Moon Pearls. By finding all the pieces to what's called a Golden LP, you can give them to Ronin and he'll give you a new equipable weapon. New weapons are optional, and the main leech is there if you want to veer toward a particular playstyle. You can realistically use the starting weapons the whole game if you want. They're good all-around weapons too. My favorite weapon has to be the Shuraba. I mean really, it's a katana. I like swords alright. I don't know why I like it so much. It has quick swing speeds, really good damage, and it just feels really good to use. You can set a weapon to hands and feet so you can mix and match a lot of weapons together. You've even got 2 sets that you can switch between on the fly for even more versatility. Those are temporary weapons that enemies drop that do insane amounts of damage. They last shorter than Breath of the Wild weapons though, so they're really only good for doing lots of damage to one enemy. The level variety is pretty good too. One chapter has you escaping from a burning city, another has to go through old ruins, and another takes place on a highway in the middle of traffic and you even ride a motorcycle down it while it's being destroyed. Hell, there's even a chapter where you ride a missile to an island in an on-rail shooter section. The only level I didn't really like was the last non-boss chapter where you have to go up this tower. That was only because the level's hard though. If I took the time to get better with the chapter, I probably would have liked it a lot more. There really isn't a low point in this game. Like, ever. It's good the whole way through. With the kind of game this is, it's even at the perfect length in around 8 to 10 hours on a first playthrough. Even after you finish the game, there's still new weapons to unlock, higher difficulties to play, and there's even an unlockable super boss where you fight Ronin at full power. If you're still hungry for more, you can keep playing and improving yourself to get better rankings. Every version of the game is good too. The PS3 version has some frame rate issues, but other than that, they're all pretty equal. The Wii U version has some Nintendo costumes you can use, but you're not missing anything with these. They're purely cosmetic changes as far as I can tell. The PC version is insanely well optimized, as long as your computer isn't a potato in disguise, you can probably run it without too much issue. Bayonetta is a pretty great game, it really is, but I wasn't really too big on it. Don't get me wrong, I really enjoyed it, but I don't see myself ever coming back to it. It's weird because I don't have any real issues with it other than a few minor things. If these enemies could stop attacking me as soon as the cutscene ends, that would be great. I can't quite put my finger on it, but I guess I'm not into this kind of game. I'll definitely be playing the sequel, just don't expect a review of it anytime soon. It's still a game I'd recommend people playing because there's a lot to love here. I really want to like this game more than I do, because this is the kind of game where you can just play it over and over, but I don't really feel the need to do so. Again, that's not because I didn't enjoy it, because I really did. Played it once and got my enjoyment out of it. Just different strokes for different folks, I guess. This has been that Flame Assassin guy, and unless you own a Wii U, just pretend Bayonetta 2 doesn't exist. Either torture yourself internally or buy a Wii U. Your choice. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you all next mission.